The two most powerful forces in life are invisible. The first is love. The second is time. I'm about to harness one in service of the other.
Throughout Season 3, Nico has been using magic to make dangerous choices alone and refusing help. Carolina, for her part, is afraid to lose her.
You won't hear anybody else's views, you won't let anyone help you.
But what Carolina feared wasn't Morgan's influence, she said so herself. She recognized that it was Nico's own self-sabotage that was pulling her away. Magic was just the tool. When we talk about Nico's darkness, the real thing isn't some external source. The darkness is Nico's own pessimism and isolation. To an extent, we might consider Morgan and the staff in large part as symbols of these fears. In one scene, the staff, or Nico's insecurities, literally interrupts a moment between her and Carolina. When she sees Nico slide down these paths, Carolina begs her to let her help, telling her that these burdens aren't ones she has to bear alone. And time and again, we see Nico finds it hard to believe her. This is what Carolina means when she says that as Nico becomes more powerful, she feels like maybe they're on different paths. She wonders if Nico will continue to choose the self-sufficiency of power over love, even if it's to protect her. And in one version of the future, where she is overwhelmed by guilt over Amy, her father, and then finally Gert, she does. By leaving in the alternate timeline, Nico confirms Carolina's exact fear.
I know what it feels like to lose you, Nico. I don't ever want to feel that again.
In this timeline, Nico chooses to focus on her power, to never let people get hurt again. But even as she comes back in this version, confident, her power sharpened, Nico is not whole. We might consider magic, then, as extreme self-sufficiency. Nico can now do things on her own, but at what cost? She's lost Carolina, the very person she was trying to protect most. Yet as they interact in the aching space between them, we see this promise from years prior still hangs in the air.
You never stopped for a moment to even think that maybe we could figure it out.
After 3 years, hurt by Nico, and even with a new girlfriend, Carolina is still begging Nico to try. It's notable that when Alex mentions that by saving Gert, they'll be erasing their current lives, Nico and Carolina seem almost encouraged by the fact.
I think the way we feel about each other will stay the same.
And we'll be stronger for it.
The group splits up, and, like magnets, Nico and Carolina are instinctively drawn to each other's side. As Nico and Carolina literally hide from their past selves, they are made to listen to their last conversation before Morgan. And it's here, at the base of the stairs, after barely half a day together, for Nico's mistake to become unbearably clear to her.
I've really scared you, and almost lost you. But you've never given up on me.
I never will give up on you.
We're not shown this conversation the first time it happens, but for the first time now, in retrospect, we're seeing things from Nico's point of view, almost as if she herself forgot the exchange and buried it under guilt after she left, as if she couldn't confront the possibility that maybe she could have been wrong in her decision to go. But now, across time, she finally absorbs Carolina's words, and a realization plays across her face.
I'll come back for you.
This is the significant moment of the episode. In her pause, as she decides what she's about to do, in her moment of clarity, Nico gets a choice. Nico is given a reprieve we all wish we had. How many times have we wondered how different things could be if we just realized something sooner? If we could only impart the knowledge of what we know now to stop our younger selves from making a terrible mistake. In life, we can't really go back. We make mistakes, and all we can do is let our regrets teach us not to repeat them. Time ordinarily just moves us forward, indifferent to the pain we carry. You can't bring someone back from the dead any more than you can advise your younger self. But this is fiction. And in a world of magic, of glowing aliens, of psychic dinosaurs and dark dimensions, two young people bending time for those they love suddenly seems so simple. So Nico breaks every rule and talks to her past self. She speaks to her misconceptions about love and strength and tells her not to leave. The fact that Nico says that this is
something that's more important than Morgan or the staff
makes me wonder if, in a season at times overcome by its own plot, for a brief moment, this is the writers telling us what really matters. The things we do for love, and why it's worth fighting for. Nico's words are simple and self-evident.
You think that you can't have it all, right? That you have to choose strength versus love, that the only way to protect those you love is to leave them. Just stay and fight. Let her lead you into something better. That's what love is.
Nico's character has always been one of duality, and that journey is front and center this season. In this scene, we literally have two versions of Nico contrasted against one another. To this end, during Season 3, we're shown two imaginary versions of Nico. Nico in the algorithm wedding, a dream to subdue Carolina, and Nico in the dark dimension, a nightmare to horrify her. But the thing is, neither one is Nico because neither has agency. But the real Nico does. We might take these, then, as two hyperbolic metaphors for paths that she could take. But we are not defined by our shadow selves, our impulses. Our dark halves aren't evil. They might be selfish, pessimistic, single-minded, too stubborn for our own good. But these things are a part of us. Between these two visions, then, is Nico herself. Nico, who won't ever be fresh-faced, wiped clean of her trauma, who will sometimes struggle with the pain she carries. But a Nico who, at the same time, is so full of tenderness, who is capable of healing and peace. Look at the smile on Nico's face. This is the most serene we've seen her all episode, maybe all season. When she makes her decision to change the past, she's harnessing time for love, like Chase. But it's not just love for Carolina. It's forgiveness and compassion towards herself. Because here's the thing. Carolina never did stop believing in Nico.
Thank you for believing in me.
A little optimism never hurts.
We're gonna make it.
Please, I have faith in us. I love you, Nico. Let me help. I never will give up on you.
In Carolina's reassurance, she sees it all. This is that love. Comforting, bright, honest, enduring. Never asking Nico to be anything but herself. Our darknesses are inevitable, but they don't have to be shouldered alone. When trying to understand what the ending means, I think it's worth asking ourselves, what's the point? What's the message embedded in this scene and in this season? I don't think the show is saying that we're doomed to our lowest points and the choices we make in them. Instead, that there's always hope for something better, and most importantly, that the turn towards love, including self-love, is always more rewarding than the turn away from it. A few people have pointed out that after she abandons the staff, the color of Nico's magic is pink, like Carolina's light. Even before Nico figures it out, her magic reveals the truth, that her love for Carolina is her true source of strength. We even see this manifest in a gorgeously symbolic shot during her battle with Morgan. While Nico is surrounded by Morgan's darkness like a claw, Carolina's light envelops her, shielding her all around. Carolina's light, the balance to Nico's dark, is her optimism. Nico thought she had to choose, love or strength. In choosing love, she sees she can have both. Love is strength, paradoxically in its ability to let us be vulnerable. To admit when we are wrong, when we feel weak. As viewers, we're often denied happy endings, and it's possible we feel confused when we do get one. We might doubt our own ability to find joy in a story we see ourselves in, because maybe, like Nico, we don't think we deserve it. The finale may not have been tied up with a bow, because I don't think the writers were certain about cancellation. But make no mistake, this is a happy ending. It's not a cheap happy for the sake of it, and I think that's actually what makes it more meaningful. It's honest, and it's kind. It acknowledges that these characters aren't perfect. Very simply, the finale showed us a world where Nico made a mistake, and then showed her regret and worked to rectify that mistake. And this makes a better world. I don't think it's more complicated than that. The final shot of Runaways is the first moment I felt myself genuinely untense all season. The golden, warmly lit shot is such a deliberate contrast to the flat, gray tones of the future timeline. This reality, the one influenced by love, is the one that won out. This is the world that Nico gets to live in. And Nico's power? It's always been love.